Oh. All right, so as promised, I'm officially restarting Camp Smiley Outdoors. But it's not a channel; it's a playlist on the Cat Tracks channel. So you have to come here to see it. I thought that I'd come out today and I'd go ahead and make this first video sort of an introductory video, so I could tell you all a little bit about myself. Some things that not everybody knows out there. If it looks a little gray, a little dismal, it's just because I decided to come out at after 5, and because it's quieter. The planes aren't taking off out at the air base, and there's really no one here at the house, so figured I'd take my chances here. Okay, so I am Captain Smiley, and I got that name from my oldest daughter's husband, who was working on becoming a comic book artist. And we would talk back and forth constantly about our favorite heroes and whatnot. And I had a background for my, a wallpaper for my computer, which was a American flag with a smiley face on it. That smiley face was actually from a pin that I found in a Walmart parking lot, and to this day that pin is still the face of Captain Smiley. You see it every time you check out one of my videos on Captain's Log. I scanned that with my very first flatbed scanner, and I just used a cheap paint program to put it on top of the flag, and it's because of that my my son-in-law started calling me Captain Smiley. Captain America with a smiley face, Captain Smiley. So that's where it became. That's where I started with the whole smiley face thing. And I like the whole idea behind the whole smiley face, the yellow smiley face. I can't remember the guy's first name. His last name was Ball, B-A-L-L. I cannot remember his first name, but if you look up history of the smiley face, you'll learn about him. He was a graphic designer way back in the 50s, and he was hired to make a logo for a bank's promotion, and they only paid him, I think it was like a couple $100, I think it was. And you see what the smiley face has become. I mean, it's everywhere. But I'm going to invite you to check out the link that's going to be in the down below in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description, because it's really an interesting story, and you'll get more of it than you will from me, because I haven't actually looked at it in like several years. So anyway, more about me. My name is Christopher Larson, and I have been in Beaufort, South Carolina for most of my life, except for 1 year that I spent elsewhere, and that's just a topic I'm not happy with, so I won't be talking about that. has nothing to do with jail. I spent one night in jail in my entire life, and it was a traffic situation, so don't worry about that. I love camping. I love the outdoors in general, but I'm no good at fishing, really. I'm really no good at camping, or not camping, no good at hunting. I'm pretty good with a rifle, but that's about it. As far as tracking down and shooting an animal, that's not my gig. So, what is my gig? Camping. I love camping. From the time I was a very young child, my dad would take us to a KOA that's not too far from here, up in Point South, right off of 95. And we had the big canvas family tent. Pardon me while I get a little better situated here. There we go. Oh yeah. We had the family canvas tent from, I don't believe it was a Coleman. I'm not really sure what brand it was, but it was yellow and green. And to this day, that smell, the smell of that tent, is one of my smells of camping. It's something if I smell it anywhere, it takes me right back to those days of just, you know, running free, going down to the pond and trying to catch a fish, which I never could. Going swimming in the pool. That's where my love for camping began. However, behind my house, in the subdivision that I grew up in, not too far from here, as a matter of fact, probably about, I'd say 2 or 3 miles. Let's see, that's east. That means that would be north, probably to the north of here. It's a housing subdivision called Pinewood, and I grew up there. And right behind my house, there were woods just past the drainage ditch. Hundreds of acres. Hundreds. If freedom could be measured in acres, am I bumping the, yeah I am. If freedom could be measured in acres, those woods were America for me. It was just, I didn't feel myself until I could get past that ditch and get into those woods, and I would stay there probably from sun up to dinner time. Of course, we didn't have cell phones at the time, so when I was there, I was there. That was me, and it was like Wonderland for me, you know. I did what I wanted. You know, I stayed out of trouble pretty much. I never really had any problem with animals. As a matter of fact, I didn't see a snake until I was in my probably mid-20s when I started working at Connors and Associates as a rodman on a survey crew. Saw my first snake and almost got bit. But I didn't. So there's a little bit of luck there. But those woods were, they were where I really grew up in nature. My first tent was not a tent. I mean, you see all this bushcraft gear today. My first tent was an 8x8 canvas tarp that my dad used to cover the lawnmower with. And one night I had my sleeping bag, and I told him I was going to go sleep in the backyard. And he told me that I should grab the tarp and string it up so I had something to cover myself up with. That was a good idea. Now, some of the layouts that I did with that tarp weren't so weren't so sufficient. I think I did a plow point one time completely on accident, but it worked. Most of them were, I would grab 4 sticks and I would hold up the 4 corners, and it had this nasty dip in the middle, but they were tied out to stakes, and I just slept under that. I had some great nights in that. I'm eating gnats. More protein. There were some great nights out there under that old canvas tarp. And it was a wonderful thing. I never got wet. With all 4 sides open and that thing, you know, just a bowl. I never got wet. I woke up with a dry sleeping bag, and that was me. There were nights that I got kind of chilly. Later on in the summer, there was a time that I actually tried going out there and sleeping in, in November for my birthday, on November 19th, my birthday. I was trying to sleep under the stars. That wasn't going so well. That was cold. I slept really cold that night, but I stayed out till morning. Another thing that you need to know about me is I am cheap. I am so cheap. Oh my gosh. I'm not talking frugal. I'm not frugal, okay? I would like to be frugal. However, frugality means that you've got the money and you want to save the money. No. See, I don't have the money, so I take what I can and recycle it. Now, I do have really wonderful friends that have given me things. They've given me gifts of, like, my yellow and black hammock here, the Smiley Sling, or the Flying Banana, that Dawn Callahan with Palmetto State Hangers. She's the Madam Secretary. She made this for me, and it is one of my most beloved camping items. Now, even if I take my my other hammock, which has a bug screen over it, this still goes with me. Can't help it. It's a piece of my gear always. And here's a stove that I got from Brian Oates. Well, no, I didn't actually get it from him. I got it from the same guy that gave me this hat, David Kitts, who got it from Brian Oates, who makes the hammock stand that Brian gifted me. And you'll be seeing that here probably within the next 4 or 5 videos. It's a wonderful piece of engineering. But if I can get away without spending a penny, I'll do it. Because I'm cheap. I've got quite a bit of gear that I have used, or that I have made, because I'm cheap. And you'll see those eventually. My favorite camp chore knife is a Bowie, and it's big. It's, you know, it's got a 12-inch blade, but it only cost me $20 on budk.com, and it takes an edge and holds an edge. As a matter of fact, my son Dalton, I think it was out here in the yard, and he was hacking at some twigs near a tree, trying to clear the garbage out, and we heard a bang. Well, he hit a piece of rebar, and it didn't chip the blade. The blade's still in excellent condition. So, and you'll see that eventually, I'm sure, in one of my videos. I also have a $10 Mora, $10 Mora #1. When I said I'm cheap, I mean it. I don't like to spend money. I don't believe you should have to spend money in order to come out and enjoy nature. And in my next few videos, I will show, #1, how to try hammocking for cheap, because these hammocks can cost quite a bit of money. My other hammock is a I can't remember the brand. Hammock Bliss. It's a Hammock Bliss, no see 'em no more. And it's kind of short and it's kind of tight, but it works, and it's reversible, so you can put the bug screen on the bottom and sleep in the open. And that thing has gone through some evolution, but it cost me a little more than $70. And this hammock that I'm in, the Smiley Sling here, the one that I bought for my wife from Dawn, Junebug is her trail name. It's a $100 hammock, and it's worth every penny. Now this one's a little it's got a couple of seams that are giving in, because this thing's been up to 500 pounds with just me. I was like bug. I was like 498 when I slept in it one time. So this thing has been very close with my clothes and shoes and stuff. It was definitely 500 pounds. So this thing's a marvel of creation. But it was given to me out of I gotta call it love. Because my friends in the PSH, Palmetto State Hangers, they are true friends. They are wonderful, wonderful people. And God help them if I win the lottery, you know, because they could use some help. As an organization, they do wonderful things. And here's Lucky. Oh my goodness. I'm being attacked. Oh, your breath stinks. Oh, big puppy. Big puppy. Yeah. Oh, big puppy. Big puppy. Okay, down. There you go. Good boy. Yeah, sit. 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 Man, what did you eat? Oh, God. He must have eaten something in the ditch. Yeah, I know. Ugh, yuck. So, that's pretty much it. I look forward to making more videos on this, because I will be out here doing them. Oh, and my wife is home. So that's it for today, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.